is more important in a car accident? Being alive? How much money you get paid? Who you can put in jail? What do you think? I'll tell you my story. In 2015, I was walking to the store in the dark, wearing dark clothes, and it was raining. Did I think anything of it? No. Crossing the street on my way into the store, I maybe had 5 more steps to get to the sidewalk to open the door to go into the actual store that I was going into, when a truck hits me from the side. It was a red light. Yes, it was. Yes, the light was far away from where I was. More than 200 feet for sure. It was far enough for 2 parking lots and another street to cross, 2 other streets crossing through it, and a restaurant on the other end where the light was. That's how far away the light was. So anyhow, on the red light, the truck, it was a truck, zoomed through the red light, hit me on the right side of my stomach, right in my stomach on the side. I go up in the air, it goes so fast up. Oh my God, it was so quick. But to get to the point, yes, it was horrifying. It was amazing at the same time. It was unbelievable how far up I was. I was looking at the tops, looking down at rooftops, looking down on trees. Okay? Not looking up. I did a full pelvis twist. The top of me went all the way around like the Exorcist, the lady's head in The Exorcist. My waistline. As I was halfway around, it felt like there was a fire up underneath me on the left side. I actually looked down to see where if there was a fire underneath me. As I was twisting all the way to the right side, the front of me. On the way down, my insides, which had moved when I was hit in the stomach, suddenly gravity pulled every organ in me down. I felt it go down into the pit of my stomach where my uterus and my bladder belongs. Really fast and hard as I began to go down and kick my feet in the air, kicking as if I was swimming and not swimming and running at the same time, and maneuvering my body to position and think at the same time, and praying and screaming and praying to God to save me. And at the same time, I could hear everything going on underneath me and around me. As I began to go down faster than I went up, and I had to make up my mind if I should land straight up and down, because at first I was straight up and down. On the way down, I turned my body, maneuvered myself until I was sideways so that I could land on my side, because see, I did a lot of playing in high places when I was very young, and I learned how to fall and how to jump down the right way, how to land on my legs correctly. After the first time that I jumped down straight on my feet, and it felt like the front of my bones in my lower legs were going to snap, and I never did it again. And I was not going to do it, definitely from that height up that I was in that accident. Bottom line is, even though I was paralyzed when I first fell to the ground, and I felt the blood rushing in my head when my head, I made sure my head didn't hit first, because I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it if my head hit first. I made sure to hold my neck up. I still have problems. I hold my head up, hold it up, don't let it hit first. My body took all the trauma, and then my head hit last, and I felt the blood rushing. And I was paralyzed for a few minutes on that ground, and I forced myself and I begged God to move me because I was not going to lay there in the dark. And when the green light turned green and wait for those cars to finish me off, no. And even after all that, the good thing is I have no trauma, mental trauma from it, because I recognize it for a blessing that it is. Not the blessing of, oh, God was trying to show. No, God didn't try to show me, because I already know about God and loved God and believed. And that's why I'm here, because I believed in God. It happened very simply because the person ran the red light and they were in a hurry. That simple. And also it happened, it's like for her to understand. I don't know what happened in that lady's life, but I know she had plenty of money. And I didn't care about her money. I just heard about that during different proceedings of, business, when we had to get together and talk about it. And see, I only got the small amount of money out of the claim settlement that I took. I accepted. I could have gotten more. It wasn't about the money. It was about recognizing that you just can't drive as fast as you can. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how popular you are. I don't care if you just had everything in life handed to you and you just never had a problem and you just, you're just used to getting your way, whatever it is. I don't care if you never got your way and you're just self-destructive and you want to hurt everybody. You just can't just run red lights. And what if it wasn't me? What if it was some little kid or something? That would have been horrible. Because it was that time of the summer night that there were still children out playing in the yard that actually witnessed this with their parents. I'm sure that was horrifying for them to watch. I heard people screaming. But I say all of this to also say, on this day in 2020, after all this time that it happened, and I still have pain, physical pain, and I think about it just now, and I'm thinking, that lady is the same age as I am. And if I would have went to trial court, jury court, that lady would be locked up right now. That lady would be in jail. So see, God saved me, and I saved her. I saved her. That lady was afraid the whole time we were going back and forth to figure out what to do. That lady was so afraid and traumatized by what she'd done to me. She was so afraid. So, see, some people say, they see me walk and they say, you got a lifetime full of pain for a little bit of money. But see, like I said, the CAT scans, 5 CAT scans and 5 x-rays and ultrasounds showed that my body inside was torn apart. Head ripped off, middle ripped apart, full pelvis twist, legs ripped off. That's what it shows. And all those doctors that saw that, or some of them were afraid to come near me because they just couldn't understand how I could be sitting there when it's showing that on the computer. So see, that just says, like I said, it wasn't about how much money I had to get. This happened for many reasons. Like for the doctors that were afraid of me, maybe needed to see something like that so they could pray more and understand that they are not gods, even though they help people. Maybe they've been helping people so long, they didn't understand that miracles happen for real, that God is real, because they sure did look scared. But the ones that do believe in God, they were all up on me, touching me and everything. They were touching me. They couldn't, they just loved, they look at the, wow. They were so wild about it, The others, they stood back as far as they could, like, no. And they kept screaming, no, you're supposed to be dead. So that was for them. Because, and I already know about God, so it wasn't for me. And God used me for them. I don't know why God used me for that lady to understand whatever, because she was so afraid the whole time. And even though, yes, I have a lifetime of pain, I don't wish for that lady to be locked up. You know how many, that lady could have got many years in prison with those CAT scans and those ultrasounds and x-rays would have went to court if I would have went to court. But I realized she would be, at first, yes, I said, you know, she needs to be locked up when I first, you know, because I had to learn how to walk again. I mean, like, really, like, without holding on to the wall. And as a matter of fact, I'm still holding on to the wall sometimes. I'm taking baby steps down the stairs, holding on with two hands like your baby does when they first learn how to walk down the stairs. I laugh about it. Sometimes I cry about it. And sometimes I scream about it. Sometimes it makes me very cranky and horrible. You know? But right now, and I'm still grateful that I didn't lock that lady up. Because the way I'm feeling, she was my age. She didn't need to be in jail. And whatever she'd been gifted that, you know, she had the good life or whatever, and maybe she thought, you know, she could never make any mistakes like this. I'm sure she's cured from that. You know, from the fright that she had of going to jail for this the whole time. She was sick over it. So I'm sure that changed whatever, you know, inside of her that needed to be changed. And that's good. Because I didn't have to lock her up for her to feel that. And I don't have to lock her up because for the rest of her life, she's going to have flashbacks of me launching up in the air and falling and twisting to the ground. She's always going to have flashbacks when she's driving and hoping that she doesn't run the red light and hit someone else. And every time that she thinks about running a red light, she's going to see my face flash in front of her. And it will slow her down. And, you know, for her to do that doesn't mean that she was an inconsiderate person. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was just always in a hurry. And maybe she'll learn how to take a moment at a time and enjoy her life. Not just be a rich woman who's just always in a hurry. Because just because you're rich doesn't mean that you're happy. And when you're always in a hurry. So she got blessed. I got blessed. The doctors that didn't believe in miracles were blessed. And that's good too, because if they're really, really good doctors and they thought that, you know, that they were like gods, they were that good, that's even better because now they know that they can call on God to help them more, to help more people, even better. Peace, love, and light.